I wish Serena was here and I should have talked to her, but we'll put the music back on as he's getting this ready. Today's meeting is all about burnout and fatigue, right? So really tapping into your emotions, your willpower, and the ability to keep things moving. So one great thing to do is to stand up. So we're gonna get everybody stand up. Did y'all see that? Even those of you on Zoom, go ahead and stand up. Let's get some energy flowing. Oh yeah, come on. You too. You know, look, I used to teach. If I know your name, you are fair game. Okay. All right. No, what happened to the music?
You want it back on?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that one's mellow, so you're not gonna have to dance, but let's stretch. Can we stretch? We're gonna stretch. We're gonna stretch.
Should we be doing this after lunch?
After lunch is fine. That's Fireball? What about the other song? My song.
You don't know Fireball?
I don't even know what that is. All right, mellow. We don't get our minds together. We're gonna focus. I hope this mic is still picking me up and the people on there. So we're gonna do some light stretches just to get our energy and our zen together, okay? So first, let's just touch. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that. We'll do that. Just your right arm, you're gonna pull it. Good job. Hold it for a second. Let's go to the other one. Probably should have had different outfit on, but I wanted to be cute. Yes. Okay. Over your head. I can't do this one because I got too many buttons. And pull it over. How are we looking on our Zoom? Other side, same thing. Get that flow, that blood flowing. Yeah, I want to see the people. All right, now we're gonna reach up and very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, reach down and touch your toes. I know, if you got a skirt, hey, curtsy it. Okay, pull it back up. Slowly. Good job. Now with your legs, just straddle.
Come on, Mike Day.
Come on, Mike.
Stretch.
You're gonna lean forward just a little bit.
They got up to do it.
Good job. Come on back.
Look at all these
Switch legs.
that don't have their video.
Cheaters, put your video on. Switch legs.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Reach forward.
Look at Tim.
Good job.
Tim, what a participant.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for participating. Have a seat. Hopefully your blood is flowing. Breathe in deeply. Did you get up?
All I know is my back's hurting now.
Hey, look, I ain't got insurance for y'all, so if you have that, take that up with your doctor. Okay, I should have put a disclaimer out there. Okay, what's next? Bucket fills. That was something good. All right, so tell me something. Tell me something good. 37th wedding anniversary. Oh, yeah. All right, anybody else? Something good? Even those of y'all on Zoom. Something good?
Testing.
Hang on. Oh, nothing. Come on, somebody's got something.
Come on, guys. Okay.
Dog.
Oh.
We have a dog. I got to throw that in there. No, my sister's husband's boss found a dog in the country who is now living with us, but she's a sweetheart.
We gotta always ask the question with Krista because Krista be popping up them babies, you know.
Usually it's around family reunion. This one was a little earlier,
I think she
or
plans
later.
It.
I guess you can say.
Right, she plans it so that by the time the baby is coming, it's time for a huge vacation. I'm like, Krista, no, but we.
All you moms know it's not a vacation.
Right. It's not a vacation. No, but we always welcome her.
Can't hear anything. It's weird.
Anybody else on Zoom?
Oh, something got something.
Anybody? All right, let's move it on. Oh, Jack Avon was speaking, but we don't hear him anymore. Jack, you're on mute. No? All right, moving on. MCA, Krista, you get to come on back.
Well, do you need that?
Do
I don't know.
No, you don't need that.
If you're
Okay.
up here, you
I
don't
think
need
I
that.
think they can pick me up on the mic.
Yep.
Okay, so for my MCA minute today, I'm going to talk about how do we get paid as fast as possible.
Don't y'all love that?
I mean, like, yeah, that's
Look,
important
if you don't like
me.
to get paid, just send me the check. I'll take it all day
That's
long.
right. And so we're going to do this with a pop quiz.
Yay!
Okay, so pop quiz. If you are the listing agent, what is the timeline for submitting your documents for compliance? As soon as it's listed, I like that answer. 3 days. I haven't heard the correct answer yet. 5 days. Within 5 days of executing your listing, you should have your listing documents submitted to compliance. Now, pop question number 2. When you have a contract executed, whether you're a listing agent, now you have your execute contract, or you're a buyer's agent and you have a contract, what's the timeline for having your documents submitted to compliance? I hear 3 days.
For everything, huh? 3 days.
I like that answer too. We can go with that. 5 days. 5 days. So we're a little more generous than Akil wants to be. So 5 days is how long you have to submit your documents to compliance. When do you send your commission instructions to our office to get your disbursement authorization, your CDA? When you have met your compliance.
The day after you execute a contract.
Right. The fastest way is right after you submit your contract documents for compliance. I will accept the secondary answer of after the option period, because I know some agents want to wait. I will accept that answer. The fastest way, though, is to do it right when you submit your documents. When do you get your CDA? Akil, you said it. When you've met compliance. So compliance reviews your documents, they approve your documents, then it comes to our desk, we send you the CDA, and ideally, how many days before closing should you have a CDA? 3 days. I would say 1 to 2 weeks before closing. So about 5 days, 7 days, ideally, and then everything is awesome. You take it to the title company, you get paid at closing. What happens? What do you do if you have a change? Your price changes, your commission changes, what happens? Like what, how do you get the adjustment on your CDA?
You have to resubmit a new compliant.
Resubmit almost. An
It's a
email is
term.
acceptable. We also have a help button on our kwsw25.com site. If you submit your request there, we have multiple people that monitor that site. And so that is the quickest way to get your CDA adjusted, get it sent back to you, and get it updated with title company. So yeah, that is my quick MCA minute, how to get paid really fast.
That is what happens.
That is what happens. So, you know, obviously it's going to depend on what your client needs first, right? However, when do most agents in real estate close their transactions?
End of the month.
So if you close at the end of the month, when are they the busiest? End of the month. So when is your client having to get pushed through everything and come in a really busy time? Is that really what's best for them? It depends, right? Maybe your client needs to close that day, but if you have the option, the 10th of the month, the 15th of the month, when the title company is a little bit slower, the mortgage lenders are a little bit slower, your client's going to get better attention. And by the way, we're a little bit slower too. So if you need some stuff really quick, we're a little easier to get a hold of at that time. So food for thought. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next? Marketing, come on down. Dun, 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 dun. Fire.
How's everyone
Alright.
doing? Okay, I guess I'm gonna create something for this minute. We're gonna do a little bit of education today. So when I say coffee, what is the first business you think of?
Starbucks.
I think all the big cat, right?
So who said Starbucks?
online.
Chad, why'd you say Starbucks?
You said what business do I think of?
Why'd you say Starbucks?
Because it's popular. They are, you know, they have lots of good marketing and commercials.
Got it, right? Got it. Right, so your association with coffee, with Starbucks or whatever business you chose that's about branding, right? So branding is the words and visuals, voice and feeling you associate with a product or service. So when someone says real estate, who should they think about?
Me, Dara.
Right? So, so when you think about we talk about talking to your sphere, for sure, your sphere, when they think about real estate, you should think about you guys. So we always talk about marketing and branding, your business cards, what does your headshot looks like? You want all these positive association with you and your business. So when someone says real estate to a friend, family, and so on, then that increases your opportunity of a new client, new business. So always encourage you guys, like whether it's social media, other types of ads, if you need to talk about your marketing strategy, definitely spend time on that because it's worth it. Because if I just said coffee, Chad would have said, let's go to Starbucks, and Starbucks, we got some business right now. So it's just as simple as that with real estate. So that's my quick lesson today.
Like how he said, coffee.
Hang on. If,
Coffee? From New York, from New York. That's all.
Hang on. What if somebody needs to open that?
Huh?
What if somebody?
Oh, but marketing. Oh, yes. I'll post a link. If you want to schedule time to talk about marketing and branding, I'll post a link in the chat as well as our closed Facebook group. And we'll spend about 30 minutes. We could have multiple sessions as well. So definitely make sure everyone has all the information.
And he'll talk about coffee.
Coffee.
We had text. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, hey. All right. So I got a couple of things today to let you all know. First and foremost, on the tech front, let's go on to that. We have a couple of classes set up. One is for tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. and the second one is Friday at 9:30 a.m. Both of them
I'm sorry, I lost volume. Hello?
Yeah, I think you guys keep going in and out.
Yeah, you keep going in and out. We did not hear the dates and times for that.
Or what it was about.
Hello?
I think they're gone.
So
Someone
is it
at
just,
someone at the Keller office is on mute.
I can hear you.
Well,
Looks like Norman's
okay.
trying to figure it out.
there we go. How's that?
much better.
Okay, all right, here we go. So we have our command contact to close class again. So what is the command contact to close? It's us training you on how to do an entire real estate transaction in command, right? From the minute you put the contact in all the way to the closing table, so then you can request your CDA through command with Krista. Okay, so join us either tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. if you're available in the evenings, or Friday at 9:30 this morning. So if you're new or you're still struggling with how to run that transaction, please join us in person right here in the training room. Okay, it is a hands-on training, so it does need to be in person only. Okay, everybody got that? All right, so one more thing. I want to bring up Keller Offers again. So what is Keller Offers? So I'd like to start out by asking you, what is an iBuyer? Anybody, what's an iBuyer? I wish, no. Okay, guys, come on, an iBuyer, what's an iBuyer? Berna wanted to make this interactive, guys, be interactive.
Hey, wait for the mic. Say it again, because you were going.
Like Open Door or something like online where it's
Yes,
not
Open Door
agent
is an
represented,
iBuyer.
sort of?
Yes, good deal. Open Door is an iBuyer. So an iBuyer is
It's an internet buyer.
sure an
Yeah.
internet buyer. Okay, technically it's a yes, that's correct. It's an investment group that is coming in and offering a seller cash directly without having to go on the market. Now, what typically happens with these iBuyers?
They buy it at a price that may be lower than what they could get on the market.
Yes, generally speaking, they buy it way below, or they offer way below market value. And what they're selling is the simple transaction. Don't have to go on the market. You can avoid open houses. You can avoid foot traffic in your house, etc. At what cost? So that's what generally what an iBuyer is. Well, what's Keller Offers? Come on, guys. There's a theme here.
Just house.
All right, Keller Offers. I know he was throwing a fit back there. Keller Offers is our iBuyer program. Okay. Now, what's the difference between Keller Offers and any other iBuyer? The difference is you, because with Keller Offers, your clients are still being represented by you, the fiduciary, as opposed to being on an island with any other iBuyer. So this program did have some challenges earlier, probably due to the way the market was. Well, now the market has dramatically changed. We all know that, right? So Keller Offers is actually a great tool in your belt. So for any of you that would like more information on Keller Offers, feel free to reach out to me. You can become a Keller Offers certified iBuyer with Keller Williams, and you can utilize this iBuyer tool when you're getting in front of sellers, and you could go into your seller appointments and offer cash for their house. Okay, now there's a process in that. It's all done digitally. For more information, feel free to reach out to us, reach out to me, and I am going to put up a little seminar class so you guys can get more details on that. Okay, so please feel free to reach out and look out for that training. All right, so that's what I got today, guys.
Thank you. All right, I don't have a marketing minute or whatever minute. You know, I'm running the show. Y'all shouldn't let me, but okay. So we have a guest speaker today. Much like you saw on your text messages that came through, we are talking about burnout and fatigue and how super achievers, which every single one of you guys are striving to be or already are, right? You do have, is to become a super achiever, how you can avoid that burnout and fatigue. And the reason why I brought this up is because we have several conversations with you agents. We want to coach you to be the best agent that you possibly can be and deliver the best service you possibly can. And what we've been noticing is a pattern of fatigue, emotional drain out. We're in a very shifted market, and it's demanding a lot from us. It's affecting our families, it's affecting our service, and it's affecting just the way we're going about doing our business. And so do y'all agree with that? Is that something you're seeing? All right, so it's a heavy burden that you're constantly trying to balance and act in. And so we want to make sure that we address the whole person. Last week, Chad was up here and he shared a lot of hefty numbers on where our market is currently. And so we know that that translates into a lot of different things when it comes to you as an agent out here doing the best that you can. So I brought in, because you don't necessarily want me counseling you a whole bunch. So I brought in a specialist. Her name is Carlette, and she'll tell you a little bit about herself. You can come on over here. We're just going to have a quick little conversation about burnout and fatigue, some of the different types of fatigue that might be out there that you're potentially experiencing, some tips. Oh, you brought refreshments?
Oh, no, I teach with props, everybody.
Oh, I was going to claim the Sprite.
Oh, okay.
But okay.
You might in a second when I tell you about it.
Good, you just saved me.
All right.
Okay. So she's going to give us some tips, not only for yourself, right? So we're going to put the oxygen mask on you first, and then tips to help your clients, because I'm sure your buyers are having buyer fatigue as we're going through multiple offers and they're getting not rejected, but not selected, right? And your sellers who are having these pipe dreams, I'm sorry, are they pipe dreams? In terms of what their pricing should be or could be, and how to have some fierce conversations with those sellers, especially when it comes to your commission, right? Because we can't offer things like an iBuyer situation, but you have value. So we've taught you guys about value proposition in other team meetings. But so how to deliver those fierce conversations as well. So just quick tips on those things. And of course, you can always meet with Carlette afterwards. You can get her information for that in case you want to extend this somewhere else. So without further ado, give her a good, warm Keller Williams welcome.
Thank you.
So let's just start a little bit about, tell us about yourself and how do you find
Sure.
yourself here in our beautiful abode?
All right. So my name is Carlette Matuire. I like to pronounce that out for people. I used to be a Smith, which was easy to read on paper. Now I feel like when people see the first and the second name, they don't know which one to butcher first. So they just look like,
That's
yeah,
actually a C-A-R. I was misspelled
yes.
there. Sorry.
So I am a licensed professional counselor. I'm also a professional school counselor. And then the DD should be a CC because I'm also a certified compassion fatigue professional as well. And that is, you know, how this time that I'm going to be with you today really applies to your situation and what Berna was discussing. I'm pretty sure that given the pandemic and, you know, all of the heroes of healthcare, compassion fatigue may not be a new term to you anymore. I think maybe 2 years ago.
It was new to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, they have a term for that?
Yes, there is a term for what you are experiencing. And so it's really been attributed to healthcare workers, EMS, police, firefighters, right? But for me, I like to expand who gets to be qualified as someone who's susceptible to compassion fatigue, because really those of us who are susceptible to it just have a recognition and understanding that caring costs. It costs us to care for others. And even as you are walking through the process of helping me to either buy a home, sell my home, you're walking alongside me. My mom, she's in the brokerage side of real estate. And, you know, when she's telling me about closing cases and closing files at the end of the month, you can hear the stories of the people who she's connected to, which means that she holds space in her body and her mind for the file, which is not a file. It's a human being. It's a heartbeat. Absolutely. And for us to hold space for one another, there's a cost to that. Now, it's a worthy cost, right? We show up and we do the best that we can every single day, but we do have to recognize that it costs us something. And if we're not careful to take care of ourselves first, right? Refill our well before we refill someone else's, we can become susceptible to compassion.
So let me ask you this question, just to clarify for those of you who don't really know the actual definition of compassion fatigue, because Carlette has explained what that looks like in our profession, but what it actually really is.
Sure, and I'm actually going to expand this because Verna, really there are levels to this.
Okay.
So, you know,
break it down.
We all understand, right? Stress, right? We hear stress. So that is just a physical and mental reaction to something that's going on in our environment, right? And we know that in and of itself, stress is not bad, right? Stress sometimes helps us. It keeps us out of danger. It is inherent and built into our DNA. But here's where it becomes a problem. When we're overly engaged in it too much, when we're having what we call increased hyperactivity or hyper arousal. I'm going to teach you how to get out of that. It's going to be fun.
Do we have hyper arousal in real estate and hyperactivity?
Yes.
No, not at all. Sapna, you're not experiencing that at all as she closes 3 doors.
And then also it can relate to, you know, health related issues as well. But I feel like I don't have to tell you that, right? So what's the next level? Emotional overwhelm. Now, we don't like to attribute this to us, right? So we're like, what? Carla, emotionally overwhelmed. That is not me at all. I say, okay, but then we're having a conversation like, I just can't. I mean, it's just too much going on right now. And I just said, oh, okay. So that is emotional overwhelm. Yeah. That is when you feel that the intensity of your feelings outweighs or outmatches your ability to manage them. And it sounds like, I can't, not right now. This is too much. I got so much going on.
Or blaming other people for your, well, I would see that blaming other people or other situations for where you currently are is another, you know, evidence of being emotionally overwhelmed.
Maybe waiting until the end of the month, like they said, because you've had a freeze or flight moment that you put everything down that you should have been attending to because it is too much, right? You're feeling like the water is, right? You're not treading it, it's above your head. Burnout. Then we get into burnout, right? So burnout really attaches itself to our profession. Now, I know some of you all who are parents, or maybe you have loved ones and you feel like you're burned out from them, but burnout actually is attributed to our profession. And it's, again, the state of physical and mental exhaustion that is connected to somebody's professional life.
Let me ask you this. Is there a difference between burnout and fatigue?
I'm so glad that you asked that.
I'm an A student.
Yes. So burnout looks like, sounds like disengagement, apathy, emotionally damaging it can be. Now, compassion fatigue relates to our relationships. Burnout, profession, compassion fatigue, relationships. And it refers to the profound emotional and physical erosion, right? So this is not something that just takes place immediately. Like burnout, we can feel it instantly. Compassion fatigue, it's an erosion over time. And it's when we're unable to refuel or regenerate because we've been giving to others and we haven't given to ourselves.
So immediately I go to, how can I protect and barricade myself from actually experiencing compassion fatigue? And then I have a follow-up question after that.
Yeah, sure. So, okay, here's the therapist coming out, everybody. So I practice cognitive behavioral therapy and rational emotive behavioral therapy. I don't expect you to remember any of those, but here's the basis of it, that thoughts cause our feelings.
Is that somewhere on?
What is it? Yeah, thoughts cause our feelings. And so it's not the event in and of itself that's creating the emotional distress that you may be having and the behaviors that are presenting. It's what we're telling ourselves about that event. So let's say that a deal didn't go through, and maybe you're new to real estate, right? And this was going to be the thing that you told your family, look, I told you that this was going to be the reason why I needed to get out of XYZ previous profession. And then it doesn't happen, right? Now, deals don't close all the time, right? Things get delayed. Delay does not mean a denial. But what are we telling ourselves about that event? Have we attributed our self-worth to it? Some other meaning in our lives that has nothing to do with the deal in and of itself. And then we start participating or exhibiting behaviors based on the emotion or what we've been telling ourselves about the event.
I want to put that in a different way. Can you turn right around to the thing behind there? We're just gonna read. Just read the very bottom one with the bold law.
Change your thinking, change your world.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I just wanted to walk.
Exactly. And then look, like I've been saying all along, there are levels to this, right? So here's where the rational emotive behavior therapy comes in. Because not only do we have to pay attention to what we're telling ourselves emotionally about the events in our lives, we got to attend to these made up stories, right, that we have. So I'm going to give them to you very quickly. There are 11 common thinking errors that make us miserable. And I'm starting with these because I want you to think about, right, levels, stress. If we attend to the things that I'm telling you today, it guards against compassion fatigue. So here we go. I want you to listen to hear if you hear yourself in any of these common thinking errors that make us miserable.
Write it down. Take a picture.
All or nothing thinking, black and white. It has to be this way or that way. Overgeneralizing, right? Somebody didn't speak to me in the hallway, so that must mean they hate me. How did you connect those two events together? Mental filtering. You filter out the 90% that went well only to focus on the 10% that didn't. Jumping to conclusions. For all of my clients who jump to conclusions, and next, mind readers and fortune tellers, I do need you to tell me what the lotto numbers are tonight, because maybe I can have a different quality of life if you're really able to read someone's mind. And then the truth is, when we think we're reading other people's minds or jumping to conclusions, we jump to a negative conclusion. And then we operate based on that. Magnifying, minimizing, emotional reasoning. We validate feelings, but we lead with facts. Shoulds, musts, have tos, right? Those are things that just frame us being very rigid in our thinking, labeling ourselves and others, and then personalizing, blaming. So my props here, what does that look like for us? It's Coca-Cola, right?
Oh, let me move because my house.
No, come on back here, Berna. Now,
they might just explode.
Can I open this on her? Should I open this on her?
Don't you say yes.
I shouldn't, right?
We go back, Carlette.
I
No, I'm
know.
just-
This represents clouded thinking, right? And that's what relates to these common thinking errors that make us miserable. I can't see through this bottle, right? My vision is clouded. Now, this is a place that we all want to get to. So if I shake up this water bottle, you know, am I safe to open it, right? We're clear, right?
I see all
We're
my
not
friends.
reasoning with our emotions. We're reasoning with facts. We're viewing events in light of what they are. Now, y'all remember Berna said she wanted this Sprite.
I did. I
Yes,
wanted
you
to
did.
ingest it. I wanted to take a sip.
Let's
of
talk,
it.
let's talk about the Sprite. The Sprite is where we really, especially for those of us who got it going on, and we bring the representative to the table every time. And I'm talking about the version of yourself that is not the most authentic, right? It's the one you've made up. Okay. So can I open this? I shouldn't, right? Because see, here's the thing. We show up and we look like we're clear. We look like we are centered. But the truth is, it doesn't take much. And if I open this, I make just as much of a mess, right, as a Coca-Cola bottle. Now, it's okay to say, hey, you know what? Today I'm a Sprite. And now it gives you new language, right? When you're working with your colleagues. I'm a Sprite today, y'all. I'm working really hard to be the best version I can be, but I'm not at the water yet. I'm a Sprite today. And it's okay to own where we are. But this is where we don't want to be. Clouded thinking that makes a mess. Because at the end of the day, who's going to clean up the mess?
Some of y'all are ready to give a Coke and a smile to folks, so we're gonna need y'all to pull that back.
Yeah. So
those of y'all who are over a certain age, y'all got that one.
So how do you know that you're suffering from burnout or compassion fatigue? Well, you know, science data. There are 2 surveys that are available. They're easily available for you to get on the internet. One is the Maslow Burnout Inventory, and these are evidence-based. The other is the Procol 5. Now, this is the Professional Resiliency and Self-Care Inventory. And what it assesses for is 2 things. One, if you are currently suffering from compassion fatigue, but then also it looks at your compassion satisfaction. And I like this survey because there's some hope at the end of it. It shows where your resiliency lies. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So those are some things that you can easily take for yourself. Don't take them one time and then that's it. Oh, Carlette, compassion fatigue. I'm there. I have the membership. I bought a t-shirt, right? You should take it multiple times because, you know, we ebb and flow as professionals.
So you said the links for both of these are online?
You can Google Procol 5 and I'll make sure that Berna has it to be able to share.
So we'll
with
put
you.
it in our intranet as well, so you can easily access it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's get to the, okay, oh, Carlette, that was heavy. You know, I'm picking up what you're putting down. What do I do?
That was my follow-up question. If
Yeah.
I find myself in compassion fatigue or I find myself in a burnout state, what do I do? How do I get out of that?
Yeah. So first,
call her. No,
some of you do need counseling. Some of you need counseling, right? And so I'm going to ask you all
Not
a
a bad
question.
word.
Yeah. What can somebody tell me what an adjustment is? It's not a trick question either. What's an adjustment?
But you can at least.
What's an adjustment? Pivot. Making a change to fit. You got it. Okay.
Oh, I forgot my mic. Say it again.
It's making a change to fix.
Yes, making a change to fit, a pivot. I like that. Now, have you all ever heard of the term adjustment disorder? You have. Good for you. Most people have not. So adjustment disorder is actually in the DSM-5. And so that is the thing that I use to diagnose people with, various conditions. The reason why I bring up adjustments and adjustment disorder related to counseling and the fact that some of you maybe need therapy is that coming to see a therapist is not always about being diagnosed with the scariest thing that you can think of regarding mental health and mental illness. Sometimes, a lot of times I see people because they are suffering from adjustment disorder. What is adjustment disorder? Having multiple stressors within a 3-month period.
Have we had that?
And then remember what
in
stress is. Okay. And
Do
then
we have that in a
remember what
3-day period?
overwhelm is, right? Onset of stressors within a 3-month period. That's an adjustment disorder. And so I say that to you all to let you all know, and help even my profession to reduce the stigma that's associated with therapy So we don't sit on my couch. We're on the floor. We're standing up. I love that Verna started with movement because movement is a part of taking care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. They're all connected. Okay, so just that plug.
Did I mention I was an A student?
Yes. Okay, so here's the first thing. Be mindful. And I'm going to make sure that you all can see me. Okay, so what I mean by be mindful, going back to the conversation that we had about hyperactivity and hyperarousal. So our brains, our DNA is hardwired to keep us safe. Okay. Now, this is very helpful to us if we are out in the Saharan desert and we are being chased by a lion. We want our bodies to kick into high gear and run, hide as fast as possible. But over time, our minds have evolved to equate lots of different things with the same kind of fear. So what do I mean by that? That email that you just got or the one that you're ignoring in your inbox, if you are not careful, you will be telling your body that that email is the lion. Why is my heart rate going up? You think that an email is a lion and that lion is chasing you in the Saharan desert. Your body doesn't know the difference in terms of what the onset or the stressor is. It only knows stress and it only knows how to react. So how do you disengage from hyperarousal? First, a mindful moment, but then adding to that, asking myself, like, am I in danger? What is in my physical space that can actually harm me in this moment? Can that email harm me in this moment? And that sounds silly, right? But you have to ask yourself that. Now, sometimes I have people in the kitchen and of course they're like, well, the knives can harm me. Well, but somebody has to touch the knife, do something with the knife, right? In order to actually harm you. The knife in and of itself can't harm you on its own. It's not going to grow legs. But what is harming me? Is anything in my space to harm me?
So I'm asking the crowd then, how can we use this tool to empower our clients? What she just stated on how you reframe this in your mind to help adjust this fear standard that our body has. No more A students in here? Okay, so you have this buyer who is been rejected, and so they don't even want to put in another offer, right? And so we can really ask them, is it really true that this is automatically going to be rejected? And we can talk them through this so they don't have a lot of anxiety or this response to run because of that, right? So that's one way. Two, just anytime we're in negotiations, that can be a source of stress, correct? And so understanding how our body responds to stress as if it is this lion in the Sahara Desert, we first can check ourselves, right, to make sure that we can shield our clients from additional stress by minimizing, and not minimizing in the wrong way,
right,
but minimizing this and right adjusting to what this situation really is occurring. And then we can help them adjust their stress level by framing it in a different way as well.
Yep. Refocus and reframing.
Refocus and reframe.
So here's the second part of the hyperarousal, right? The actual physical part. So there is a nerve that is at the top of the roof of your mouth, and that nerve travels all the way down your body to your tailbone, one singular nerve, right? So we know, like right now, because mindfulness is a big thing and we see it all over the place, it's breathe in and breathe out. Well, y'all, I'm a therapist and that don't work for me. I'm gonna tell you why, because I just didn't understand the idea of my chest, right, rising and falling, and somehow that's supposed to make me feel better. Here's the science behind it. You not only need to breathe in and out through your chest, you really need to, all right, y'all ready for this? It's not safe for work. Breathe all the way through your body into this area right here and relax your butt muscles.
Some of y'all
because when so when this area is loose, right, this will be the only time that you'll feel free about this area being loose. It actually means that that nerve has been disengaged and you are no longer in a state of hyperarousal. Now, every time I teach this, people start realizing to themselves, they're standing in the kitchen making dinner, oh, I am clenching my butt cheeks. Yeah, you have to practice this. And when you feel yourself clenching, I'm going to remember Carlette's voice. She told me, breathe all the way through my body, all the way through my sit bones. Let the muscles in your pelvic area, think of it like a rectangle, fill up the box. That is when you are actually out of the state of hyperarousal. Okay.
Physical representation.
Here's the next piece. Practice the pause. I got this from one of my friends. I loved it. Practice the pause. What does that look like, right? Asking yourself 3 things. Does this need to be done? Does this need to be done by me? And does this need to be done right now?
We talk about that in the one thing, right? Understanding our energy buzz, understanding how to minimize distraction and really focus on the things that are our priority requires us to practice that pause, because for everything we're saying yes to, we're saying no to something else. And what you want to be saying yes to is your priorities. And the only way you can get there is if you pause and recognize and reorganize so that you can go back to your priorities.
Yeah, yeah. There's a book that's
check for the second pair, the second.
Say it again, Lupita. Oh,
okay.
Mute yourself, Lupita.
There's a book that's called Freedom from the Tyranny of the Urgent.
Freedom from the Tyranny of the Urgent.
And what the book focuses on is there are some things that are very important, but everything in life is not urgent. And if we attribute every single aspect of our lives to being urgent, well, then we're back in hyperarousal. Now, there's something else that you all can Google. It's the Eisenhower matrix. And it allows you to put things in their proper perspective, right? What's urgent and important, what's urgent but not important, what's not urgent and not important. And then there's one more space that's like urgent and I need to attend to it. But if it's not urgent and it's not important, that gets filed away. And it just helps you to have a better perspective even about your day, okay? The next is clarifying your values. And that's the core of all of this, right? How do I clarify them? Asking yourself again. And what I'm teaching you all is called Socratic questioning. Questioning your thinking. What am I doing? Why am I doing it? Who am I doing it for? That's big. And then asking myself, what's the next step? So you can't ask what's the next step first without the clarification of why, what, and who I'm doing this for. And then finally, resetting your table. So I have an example of, like the USDA's, nutritional plate, and it tells you what you need to have on it, right, for nutritional value. The same thing is regarding your life as well, in terms of your self-care. So what is on your plate physiologically, right? How are you taking care of your body emotionally? How are you guarding your heart spiritually, personally? How are you guarding your love relationships? I saw a couple that was married for 70 years and I was like, man, I want that, but I can't want that. And then I ignore my husband and not tend to the things that matter, right, in our house. That just doesn't fit. But if I want those things, like Verna just said, sometimes I have to say no to some areas so that I can be free to say yes to others. Professionally, what is on my plate? What needs to come off my plate? And then lastly, psychologically or mentally, what do I need that's going to serve me well? And so, I'll leave you all with this. Coming into therapy and counseling, it can be hard work and it's worthy work. And I remind clients all the time, and I have to abide by this as well. Sometimes I have to engage in the thing that doesn't feel good to me because I'm seeking the things that are ultimately good for me.
That's great. Thank you so much. This is what I heard from what you were saying, just to kind of wrap it up. How our circumstances affect us depend on how we interpret them as they relate to our life. If we lack a big picture view, then we can easily fall into serial success seeking. So just constantly going after something that's not going to serve us right. Then the other thing I saw is, they mentioned in the one thing, the 4 thieves of productivity. So the inability to say no, so really prioritizing.
No is a complete sentence, everyone.
Fear of chaos, poor health habits, right? You were talking about the clenching and things of that sort, and our environment that doesn't support our goals. So really being clear about what those things are. And lastly, I would just say this. One, I thank you for coming through. 2, I hope that you guys are able to leverage what Carlette has been talking to you about to not only improve your life, your lifestyle, but also to affect those that you're serving. Think about it like this. If you've been in Bold, you've heard about this story. If you think about life as a game of juggling a couple of different balls, right? You have about 5 balls in your hand, one of them being attributed to work and the rest being family and your goals. So the thing is, your family, the work ball is made out of rubber. So if you drop it, it will bounce back. but your relationships are made out of glass. You drop those and they break. Thank you so much.
Love it. Thank you all.
All right, our vendor partners. Is someone gonna work this, or am I supposed to work this by myself too? Oh, okay. Well, we'll just call them up one by one. Carla, if people want to find you, where can they find? I'm gonna bring. Look at the wall. Look at the wall. All right. They want to find you. Where can they find you?
Love it. Yeah. So you can catch me at csmcounseling.com. I also have a monthly podcast that is available for subscription through Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify. It's called the Seen, Heard, Whole Podcast, Candid Conversations with the Counselor. I do have my business cards here and some flyers if you all are interested in any of those.
And we'll put some of her information on our closed group as well if you want to talk to her. I'm actually on one of her podcasts. She'll let me know when it comes out. All right, so let's go. Let's start with celebrity title, now patent title. Yeah.
And I'm so excited Carla is here because I have to remember to stop, to breathe, unclench. Let me stand here for a minute. And the reason is because, and it's funny that Letitia is here today too, because if you all know, Letitia used to speak for me because I have a really, really hard time speaking in front of people. And I have to remember, it's Jack, it's Sapana, it's Nimesh, it's Fernanda. Like looking at you guys and seeing you guys smile to me, like I know you personally, so it's okay. I got this. So it is just a little difficult for me, but I'm here and I want to talk about, oh, first of all, who has Facebook? Okay, who's on the KW closed group? Pinky. The reason I ask is because I see when you guys ask questions in there. And I feel like we need to have more communication in that closed group because a lot of times that's where y'all get each other's answers to the questions some of you don't know. And what I saw in there a couple of weeks ago was on power of attorney and a seller that had dementia. Well, I addressed it in the closed group, but then I thought to myself, I don't know how many people, read the Facebook group. So I'm here to talk about what I put in the Facebook group about power of attorney. So the question was, I have a seller, she has dementia, and basically, can I just get a power of attorney to sell the home for her? Well, the answer is, it depends. It's not all just black and white. What are her stages of dementia? You can do it. If you're going to be out of town, a power of attorney would be a great option for having someone sign for you. So we all know a power of attorney is a document that gives a person the power to act on another person's behalf. Well, this is something to plan ahead for if you're going out of town and stuff. Now, this is where it gets tricky. People with dementia, they have to be mentally capable of signing the paper. Well, if you're asking, and another reason we'll talk about in a minute is because we have to ratify that at closing. So if we're calling them and saying, do you want to sell your home? And if the person can't say yes or no, whether they want to sell their home, then there's a problem. We have to stop the closing. What you're going to need to do with someone in dementia, and I can't remember who asked it, I wish I did know exactly, is because you're going to need to get a guardianship. And that guardianship, you have to go through the courts, and it's a long, long process. So if you have an elderly family member, if you know someone that maybe you see they're starting to go through, the stages of dementia or other causes, mentally or physically, I would start that process now. And if you have any other questions about, title, power of attorney, anything like that, I would be more than welcome and happy to help you guys. And that's all I got for today. I did it. I'm Melissa. I'm downstairs. You guys know patent title.
Please continue to support. I think that was perfect because it was dealing with mental health, right? And we're looking at our mental health right now, our emotional health, and our clients also don't just come in just a complete picture, right? They also have some things. And so this is a tool you have, understanding what's necessary to support your clients so that they can get their deal closed. That's all we're really looking for, right? Is to help them close their deal. So thank you so much for that. I was reading her mind. No, I'm just playing. Okay, so next we have Reliant and Yu Yi. Come on through. Let us know how we can support you and what some different things that you have available.
Okay, thanks. Good morning. I'm seeing a lot of new faces.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Yu Yi Lin. I've been working for Reliant for 10 years, okay? And then we have my office is here, okay? Not my cubicle, okay? And we have the Mover Concierge program here. So I can sign up your client for the electricity. And Reliant also have the home security. When you bundle with the home electricity, they get discount for home security, okay? And after they sign up for electricity, I also give them phone number to sign up for gas, water, and internet. So I'm kind of helping you doing your job. I don't charge you, it's free, okay? And we pay you for doing the referral, okay? Like for the term plan referral, we pay you $75. And for the home security, we pay you $250, but it's in the points, okay? And then, so yeah, I have my direct number. I put some business card here. So why now with Lion have some new rule, okay? We cannot cold call the customer. So I cannot call your customer first. You have to ask your customer to call me first, or even just say hi and text me hi, then I reply them. So the easy way is just to set up a group chat on the phone number, and then I have 3 people, and then they say hi to me, then I can talk to them. Okay, and yeah. Okay, so here, who wants my business card?
All right, so Yu Yi is here to help relieve our clients' stress when it comes to after getting a home and getting their utilities set up, especially when it comes to energy as concierge services, right? And it's easy peasy. If you've ever worked with Yu Yi, she makes it a streamlined process. As she said right now, some of the changes are she cannot engage first. So you will help relieve her stress if you just add her to a group chat with your client and connect her in that way. Thank you so much. If you want her card, we'll have it here as well. Thank you. Our next group or business partner to hear from is AMCAP. Nico, are you ready?
I'm ready. Hello, KW.
Hello, hello.
Just real quick, our ultimate goal here is just to close as many loans as we can for 2021. I'm here, my partners in the back, Lacey. We also have Dale and Catherine that work out of this office as well. Just want to introduce a couple of the loan programs that were either discontinued or they were restricted with the COVID overlays and all of that stuff. So one of the main ones that's back, which is for all of us self-employed that make the money but don't necessarily claim the money, is the bank statement program. Those are back at 90% LTV. There's no mortgage insurance on it. You can use your personal and your business bank statements, and there's no P&L or a CPA letter that's required on those. The second one is for either yourself or if you have any investment borrowers who are looking for rental properties, the no income documentation is back as well. And then the third one, the bridge loans, you know, those are the ones to where you don't necessarily have to sell your house before you purchase your new home. Those are also available back in the market. So if you have any questions, just reach out to any one of us at AMCAP and we'll be more than happy to assist you.
Thank you. A great stress reliever for our clients is when you are able to provide them with options. And so AMCAP and Nico just explained about different options that you can utilize in loan programs that were off the shelf that are back on the shelf. So find out a little bit more so you can adequately assist your clients. Finally, because I know you guys are hungry, we have our lunch sponsor for today is Adelina with Fidelity National Home Warranty. Adelina, you can come up and tell them a little bit about the services and plans that you provide. And, oh, I was supposed to click the button. And you guys give her your attention, and then it'll be time for lunch. Yep. I like the
Awesome.
color.
Thank you.
Chartreuse.
I love summertime, the brightness and energy. So I'm coming in, bringing you lunch so you can wake up and just keep working on your business. But one thing I really pride myself on, you guys have a lot of resources here that we like to help you guys save money on your own business for travel, cell phone, like definitely call today about your cell phone and save there. And then marketing tools, you don't have to go through me. You can go straight to homewarranty.com. That's Fidelity National. And you can order, those door knockers, if you guys are brave and y'all gonna be out there in this heat and door knocking, we have every kind of door knocker you need, but other marketing tools as well. Now, here's where I come in handy. I understand my role and I'm huge on team, understanding your position and staying in your lane, and then just doing your best at what you're supposed to do. And that comes from my background in basketball. I had a 17-year playing career. I was, I'm just a little tall and I still wear heels. But I also understand the team role aspect and your position. So you guys got your closing team and you have your lender, right? That you just heard from. You have title that you heard from. You have hopefully an inspector that you have a go-to inspector. Obviously you need your client in the very beginning, and then home warranty. Fidelity National would love to help you in this aspect. It is not fun. Home warranties are not always considered fun. Sometimes it can be very difficult to understand, but somebody has to do it, right? And we're here honestly to limit your liability. We have no idea what's going to break down that first year in the home and their biggest investment. So we're here for those unforeseen breakdowns and repairs of the major systems and appliances. With Fidelity, the pricing is on the back of that brochure I just handed out. You have, most of you guys use single family homes. If you slide across, ignore standard. That's the word we never say. Comprehensive is where you want to start. And then enhanced plan. So comprehensive at $515 is a great value and deal for your clients to start with. And then the enhanced is $610. And again, that's single family. It's cheaper if you're going with a condo or townhome. And how many people are just like, I got to take on a new construction right now? We do have new construction coverage. Okay, that's what the market is. It's hard to find a home. And so that actually covers years 2 through 5 for the price of 1 year. So we have something for whatever your buyer needs. Now, this is where I want to come in. And today really is like my tryout. You guys, hopefully after today, eat some lunch. You want to work with people you like, you trust. I really hope after today, I like her, after a couple of deals, okay, I trust her. And after a year of working together and understanding, I answer my phone at night when your client needs or has a leak happening and they forgot who the 800 number for service claims, which is 24/7. I understand that. And that's where you want to have someone like me on speed dial. Okay, so I'm your local Fidelity National sales rep for your office. It doesn't matter if you close a deal in Dallas, I'm still your go-to. So everything can come through me. And guess what? Title loves me. Where'd she go? But they love me because I place the orders and all I do is send the invoice to title. So they're going to do their title thing. I'm going to do the home warranty thing and everyone's happy. There's no back and forth and taking up time. And then you're in the middle of all those emails. Okay, so that's where I want to add value to you guys. I don't know if we have questions. Yes.
Would you like a testimonial?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I missed my cue.
Oh,
sorry, Lacey with AMCAP.
Testing.
I have a mic that is.
Do they need to see her up here?
No, they don't.
Okay.
Fidelity is great. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Fidelity is great. They expedite your call. Customer service is awesome. And when something breaks, my house I've lived there for 8 years and we just reinitiated. So it doesn't have to be like a new home or whatever. You can purchase this at any time and they're responsive. They actually show up. And if they can't fix it, they replace it. So I have a client right now that we're about to close on Monday and he goes, what is this residential services home warranty? Do I need that? I said, yes, call Fidelity.
Thank you
So,
for that. I
they're
appreciate
awesome.
it.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you. I love that. I want you guys to have the same experience. I did, just real quick. Did y'all come prepared with your business cards? I don't want to get anybody in trouble. Okay. Like her, she has a buyer coming up that she's helping out, but does anyone have a buyer they're working with that will need a home warranty? If you just raise your business card, I would like to give you some quotes to get you going and to help them out, but I will answer questions in English and in Spanish. So I do that. The very last thing for the market, very last thing, I'm gonna get out your way. I get so excited. But did y'all know, I understand home warranties are being written out of the contract with these bidding wars. I just want you to be aware with Fidelity, your buyer has up to 30 days after closing to still get coverage. So it is not too late. So is there someone that didn't get coverage? Reach out to me. I will call them, help them, and get them the coverage they need. Again, limiting your liability. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're fine. Thank you. All of our vendor partners and allied business partners are here to continue to support you. Please support them as well. They're in business just like we are. And we truly appreciate the value that they bring to every single team meeting, as well as the value they bring to our deals and our transactions and our clients. So stick around, have some conversations with them, have them sit down and eat lunch with you. Did y'all enjoy our meeting? Was it helpful for you?
I'm not even clenching right now.
I'm not, I was clenching. I'm releasing.
Wait.
Well,
That's
thank
after
you.
lunch. Oh.
That's after lunch. You're right. Well, thank you guys for participating. All of you guys on Zoom as well. Thank you for your faithfulness there. And for those of you who came into the office, as well as people who are just new to our office as well. So thank y'all, and we'll see you later.
Let's go have some lunch.
Lunchtime.